Still doing squats to keep your legs strong after 50?
Harvard research shows deep squats can load your knees with 7 times your body weight.
Still doing squats to keep your legs strong after 50? You might want to stop. While we've been told it's common sense, Harvard research reveals that deep squats can crush your knees with 7 times your body weight in pressure. At 60 versus 50, your joints simply aren't the shock absorbers they used to be. But here's the good news. Building smart strength doesn't require high-impact stress. Today, I'm showing you 3 movements that are far kinder on your knees, yet twice as effective for real-life independence. Let's train smarter.
Today, I'll show you 3 knee-friendly movements that keep you independent.
Now, you might be thinking, but I walk every single day. Isn't that enough? And look, walking is great. It's wonderful for your heart, and it keeps you moving. But here's the problem. Walking is predictable. Your body gets used to it very quickly. It doesn't challenge your balance. It doesn't strengthen those deep stabilizing muscles around your knees and hips. And it certainly doesn't train your nervous system to react when something unexpected happens, like stepping off a curb or catching yourself when you trip. Then there are squats. They've been the gold standard for so long because they target big muscles like your quads and glutes. But what they miss is just as important: side-to-side strength and what we call eccentric control. That's your ability to slow down a movement safely. As we age, it's those smaller, often ignored systems that determine whether we stay steady or take a painful fall. The real danger here is that when we stick to routines that don't challenge these stabilizers, something silent happens. You feel like you're exercising safely, but you're actually getting weaker in the areas that matter most. You don't notice it until a close call or a sudden injury forces you to stop entirely. But it doesn't have to be that way. The solution isn't to push harder. It's to train smarter by focusing on the control and stability your body actually needs to stay independent.
Smaller systems matter more.
Let's begin with exercise number 3, the step down. Now, I want you to think about this. Why is it that going down the stairs or stepping off a curb often feels so much more intimidating than going up? You might feel your knees wobble or that slight hesitation before you take the first step. That's because descending requires a very specific skill that many people over 50 have never actually trained. Eccentric control. In simple terms, this is your body's ability to act as a brake. When you step down, your muscles, especially those quads on the front of your thighs, have to lengthen while still holding tension to support your weight. This is eccentric contraction. If your muscles can't control that descent, your body reacts with jerky, crash steps that send a shockwave directly into your knee joints. The science behind this is incredible. A study published in 2021 found that older adults who practiced controlled step-downs improved their joint stability by a staggering 47%. Not only that, but this type of training actually helps protect your cartilage by teaching your muscles to absorb the load, rather than letting your joints take the hit. It's joint smart strength. Here's how you do it correctly. Find a low, sturdy step about 4 to 6 inches high. The bottom stair of your staircase works perfectly. Stand with both feet on the step. Now, slowly lower 1 foot down toward the floor. I want you to use a technique I call landing on glass. Your goal is to go down so slowly and so quietly that if there were a sheet of thin glass on the floor, you wouldn't break it. Don't just let gravity take over. Don't just drop. You should feel the leg that's still on the step doing all the hard work to lower you with grace. Once your toe touches the floor, press through the foot that stayed on the step to bring yourself back up. We're going for 10 to 12 repetitions on each leg. If you need a little help with balance, feel free to place a hand lightly on a wall or a sturdy chair nearby. This movement might look small, but it is quietly retraining your brain and your nervous system to react with strength instead of panic. Every quiet, controlled step you take is a vote for your future independence. You're teaching your knees that they are safe, and you're teaching your body that you are in control. Keep it slow, keep it mindful, and feel that stability return.
Exercise number 2 is the sit to stand.
Exercise number 2 is the sit to stand. Now, most people look at this and think, that's just getting out of a chair. That's not exercise. But in the world of senior health, this is actually the ultimate test of independence. In fact, clinical studies have shown that the sit to stand test is the single most accurate predictor of fall risk and long-term autonomy for adults over 60 weeks. If you can rise confidently, you can live confidently. You might wonder how this differs from a traditional gym squat. While a squat is great for building muscle size, the sit to stand is a functional, real-life movement that doesn't just target your quads. It forces your glutes, your hamstrings, and your deep core stabilizers to work together in perfect harmony. It's a total body coordination effort. There's an emotional truth here that we often ignore. The moment you start needing to use your hands to push off the armrests, or you have to rock your body back and forth to get enough momentum to stand, is the first sign that your independence is slipping away. It's a tiny hesitation that leads to avoiding low chairs, then avoiding social outings, and eventually losing the trust you have in your own frame. But we can stop that cycle right now. Here is how you train this movement to reclaim your power. Choose a sturdy, non-cushioned chair. A dining chair is perfect. Sit near the front edge so your feet are flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Keep your chest lifted and engage your core as if you're bracing for a gentle hug. Now, instead of pulling yourself up with your arms, I want you to focus entirely on your feet. Use the press through heels technique. Imagine you are trying to push the floor away from you. Lean slightly forward from your hips. Drive through those gotchan and rise slowly. Pause briefly at the top to feel your strength. Then, and this is just as important, lower yourself back down with total control. Don't just plop back into the seat. If you find this too difficult at first, it is perfectly okay to use your hands for a little bit of support as you get stronger over the next few weeks. Try using just 2 fingers, then 1, until you can rise using nothing but the power of your legs. Do 8 to 10 reps, 2 to 3 sets per day. Every time you stand up without help, you are sending a powerful message to your nervous system. I am still in charge of my body. I am still in motion. This isn't just about leg strength. It's about your dignity. It's about knowing that you can get up and go whenever you choose, on your own terms.
And finally, exercise number 1, the lateral step up.
And finally, we arrive at exercise number 1, the lateral step up. Now, you might be wondering, why would I need to train stepping sideways? I spend my whole day walking forward. That is a fair question, but here's the hidden truth about falls. They rarely happen when you're moving in a straight line. They happen when you pivot to grab a ringing phone, when you sidestep a grandchild or a pet, or when your foot slips just slightly to the side on an uneven sidewalk. Most traditional routines like walking, biking, or even those squats we talked about completely ignore lateral movement. We spend our lives moving forward and backward, leaving our side-to-side stabilizers weak and untrained. This is a massive hole in most fitness plans, and it's where real-life instability begins. There is one specific muscle that acts as the unsung hero of your independence, the gluteus medius, located on the outside of your hip. This muscle is the steering wheel for your pelvis and the primary shock absorber for your knees. When this muscle is strong, your hips stay level and your knees stay aligned. But when it weakens, everything starts to wobble. Your knees twist inward, your ankles become unstable, and your balance begins to fade. The science is clear on this. A 2022 report from Harvard Health identified weak lateral hip muscles as one of the single greatest predictors of fall risk. On the flip side, a study from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that training this side hip connection through lateral movements improved balance, response time, and actually reduced knee pain by 36%. It's the foundational strength most people are missing. Here is how you train this forgotten power. Find that same low, sturdy step you used for the step downs. This time, instead of facing it, stand sideways next to it. Place the foot closest to the step, firmly on the surface. Now, using the lateral lift technique, press through that heel to lift your entire body up. Bring your other foot up to meet it at the top. The key here is the pause. Once you are standing on top of the step, stop for a full second. Find your center. Feel those side hip muscles working to keep you upright. Then, slowly step back down in the reverse order. Don't rush. Don't use momentum to swing yourself up. We want pure, controlled muscle power. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions on one leg. Then switch sides. If this feels too difficult at first, Don't worry, you can start with simple side leg raises while holding onto a chair to wake up those muscles. Once you feel steady, move to the step. Lateral movement might feel a bit unfamiliar or even awkward at first, but that is exactly the point. You are waking up a system that has been dormant for years. The more you train this side-to-side stability, the more grounded and responsive your body becomes in every direction. You're not just building muscle, you're building a shield of protection around your joints. You're teaching your body that no matter which way life moves you, you are ready to stand your ground.
Let's take a deep breath together.
Let's take a deep breath together. You've just learned 3 simple movements that most people overlook, but these are the ones that can quietly reshape how you walk, how you stand, and how confidently you live. They may not look like traditional high-intensity workouts, but make no mistake, these movements build something far more powerful than just muscle. They build smart strength. We've been taught for years that more is better. But as we age, we realize that control is actually more important than intensity. Moving smarter will always serve you better than just moving more. Think of each step down, each sit to stand, and each lateral lift as a vote for your future self. It's a vote for the person who still wants to travel the world, spend hours in the garden, play with grandchildren on the floor, and live life entirely on their own terms. Independence isn't something that disappears overnight. It's something we maintain through these small, daily acts of care for our bodies. As you begin this journey, please remember to listen to your body with patience, not pressure. If you have any pre-existing health conditions or recent surgeries, talk with your doctor or a physical therapist first. That isn't fear, that's wisdom. Your health deserves both knowledge and the right guidance. Start where you are today. Use what you have, and trust that even 10 minutes of mindful movement can lead to a type of strength that feels like absolute freedom. I would love to hear from you as you start this routine. If you feel comfortable, please share your first name, your age, and which movement you're going to try first in the comments below. Your story might be the exact encouragement someone else needs to take their own first step. Thank you for spending this time with me. Subscribe for more gentle, science-backed support for your long-term independence. Stay steady, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.
I'll see you in the next video.